Welcome back to the channel, people. My name is Stefan and this is the French Cooking Academy. Today we are revisiting the garlic recipe because I went to the village of Lautrec in France. It's a small medieval village in the south of France, and their specialty, of course, is this thing. Now that, my friends, is the world famous pink garlic from Lautrec. If you don't believe me, I just want to make sure. And we've got the same thing. This is the name from the Lautrec village. And the particularity of that garlic, apparently it's kind of sweet. So we're going to try to use that and celebrate the garlic today with two dishes. Number one, the garlic flan. I was asking on Instagram, the flan or the tart. You guys kind of choose for the flan. So I'm going to make the flans a bit more nice and soft to eat, like a pudding of garlic. And I'm going to serve this with some confit garlic using these little bulbs. So it's going to be pretty interesting, so if you like garlic, stay tuned and let's cook. Okay, so let's jump right into the ingredients and the recipe because there's two things to do. And like I said, this is a bit of a celebration day. We're celebrating garlic today, and as you can see, there's not many ingredients away from lots and lots of garlic. Milk and cream, eggs, and then some aromatic herbs. And for the rest, it's going to be a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. Apparently, that's all we need. So let's try these recipes and see how they go. All right, so I guess the first thing we need to do is detach the garlic from that bunch. I always feel bad. I mean, to detach this, it's like a piece of art. And look at this stuff. Look, it's been tied up. And, ooh, I guess we can just twist it. Nah. It's pretty solid. Look at the freshness. Let's use maybe a scissor to cut that off. All right, found the scissors in the drawers, but I'm renting these Airbnb kitchens, and this is the worst scissors. Whoa, got it. All right, so there we go. So basically, I'm going to detach those. Oh, they look pretty good. Look at that. Look inside. Wow, that's fresh garlic. We will start with the confit of garlic. That is very, very simple. You put all of the garlic with the skin in their sleeve, one piece of thyme, one bay leaf, 50 ml of water, and around 150 ml of olive oil. Now for our second recipe, we're going to have to peel the garlic and blanch it first. So I'm going to plunge this in cold water in a pan, bring it to the boil, let it boil for 1 minute and then take it out. So we're going to pre-cook first our garlic. Okay, the water is boiling. It's been 1 minute. I'm going to turn the heat off totally, take this off, rinse them under cold water. Okay, so as soon as your garlic like this has been rinsed, now you're going to put half a liter of milk in a pan. And we're going to put all of the garlic in. We're going to first bring the milk to the boil, and as soon as it boils, we're going to reduce the heat again on a very low, like the confit, and leave this to reduce for about 30 minutes. The goal of the exercise is to go from roughly half a liter of milk to 25 centiliters, which is 250 ml. Okay, let's have a look at this confit of garlic. So I don't know if you noticed, but since the beginning of the video, I don't sound super enthusiastic. And this is because when you hear me like that is anytime I'm doing a recipe from the internet or some chef or something, I've got great difficulty to trust it. And these ones here, it was saying on the recipe, just leave them for 20 minutes on a low heat. I know how to confit stuff, you know, that is the right temperature. This has been 35 to 40 minutes and my garlic is barely starting to cook. And this is a typical example on what you find on a lot of publication nowadays that really, really annoys me because it's always wrong. And you follow something and it just doesn't work. So I just had a feeling this is what's gonna happen. Confit of garlic, give yourself, 45 to an hour. Even if you have little boils like this, that should cook your garlic nicely. But that's a good lesson. Always be careful with stuff you find everywhere. All right, so the milk has been simmering for 30 minutes with the garlic, and now apparently we need to use one of those. And I'm gonna go very gently and try to crush the garlic with that blender here. So very gentle. You surely have a better recipe than I do. And we're just gonna crush all of that to make a nice milky, garlicky kind of mix. And now comes the important part for the flan. The flan, to make that kind of custard, we need the same amount of milk and cream, 250 ml of each. So what I'm using a sieve here, and I'm gonna pass that milk. You see the 0 here? I've set it, everything is up to 0, and we're just gonna see how much I've got. 100. Ooh, not bad. It's moving. Oh, a bit too much. Okay. So I've got a little bit too much, but that should do it. So you don't want more than that, because if you put more, and that's going to may affect how the flan is going to set. So that should be enough in there, flavored with the garlic. I'm going to be able now to add the rest of the ingredients. What I am curious about is to try to test or taste. Interesting. It's actually really not garlicky. Well, it is garlicky, but not much at all. I was expecting to be blown away, but it's very, very subtle. A slight sweetness. Pretty good. Okay, I've got a bit of a decision here. My confit of garlic is ready. It's right here. And what I mean by a confit is this. You see, that was in the sleeve. This is a fork. Look what happened. I'm pressing the... Ooh. Yes, come to me, little garlic. Shall I put some of this in my flan? This is a big question. I think I'm gonna do it. Let's go. Okay, that's it. I'm adding this. 4 small cloves worth from the confit that I've pressed out. I'm gonna put this into my mix and mix it a little bit with my whisk. And that's gonna be just beautiful. All right, let's do this. So I've got the milk with extra garlic in. I'm gonna add the 250 ml of cream, heavy whipping cream. I mix a little bit, and I've got 2 full egg and 1 egg yolk. 2 whole egg and 1 egg yolk. All good, only thing missing, pinch of salt, a bit more, and some pepper. You can use black pepper. You can put some nutmeg in there, but I'm gonna go easy on the seasoning. I want to leave this flavor very clean. And basically that's it. We've got our mix ready to be cooked. We're now ready to cook our garlic flan or garlic pudding or garlic custard. It doesn't matter what you want to call it. And we're gonna do this au bain-marie, which is basically cooking this in the oven in a bath of water. This is how it's called au bain-marie. So how do we go? You need a container that's deep enough so you'll be able to put water in. And the very first step, when you got your container, you take a piece of baking paper or parchment paper, put it at the bottom. That's going to prevent the wobbling of the ramekin and any kind of mini boiling to come near your ramekin and get water in there. So it's kind of a protection. And once you got this in, you're going to put your ramekin dry. They've been coated with butter. This is what the recipe says. A nice amount of butter on each. And I'm placing them like that before the water is in. Next step, we're going to pour the mix we just created in the ramekins. All right, let's pour the mix in. And because I'm doing this with my left hand, because I'm kind of filming, I'm going to take one out. I'm going to put it on here in case I make the big disaster. So I've got my mix in here in my pan, and I'm going to try to pour a good amount, but not too much. That's it. Okay, when I've got this, I'm going to put this back in. Boom, there we go. I'm going to repeat the same for all of those. Look at these little cuties. There's just enough for 4 ramekins. So let's say 4 people, but that's a pretty big portion for a starter. But anyway, let's go to the next step. Now, to put the water in, the trick is first preheat your oven at 150 degrees Celsius or about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And instead of putting the water when it's on the bench top, you want to put your container dry in the oven already, so you don't have to carry it and wobble with the water that you might pour over. So that's the kind of the trick. Dry in here, and when you're near the entrance of the oven, you're gonna boil some water. I've got a kettle here, and you're gonna try to basically put water 3/4 of the way up
to the mix. So I don't know how many liters that's going to be, but so you keep on pouring water, not all the way to the top, but 3/4 of the way, okay? And when that's done, we're going to close the oven.
Once your ramekins are in the oven, the cooking time is 30 minutes. Now every oven is a bit different, some are more strong, some are less strong. I'm not using a fan force here, it's the standard oven, so make sure that the water does not boil. If at any point the water starts to boil, immediately turn the heat down. We don't want to go anywhere further than a simmer. The water must just be simmering. That's it, 30 minutes cooking time. Okay, guys, it's been 30 minutes. You see the top has got a bit of color there. And the technique is to check if they're done. Take a knife like that, dry. You need to plant it somewhere in one of the flan. When you take it out, like that, you see, it's, oops, sorry, I don't know if you see, but it's basically dry, which means it's perfectly cooked. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for the unmolding unboxing, or whatever it's called? What's gonna happen when your flan are ready, if you're serving this to guests, you need to take this out of the mold and put them on a plate, like here. So what's gonna happen, I'm gonna basically try to take this out and turn it over on that plate here, okay? So it's gonna be interesting. The first thing I'm gonna do, usually, take a knife there in hot water, and I'm gonna try to go around and detach all the edges. So I don't know if you can see there. And I just pray the Lord that this is gonna work. So I'm gonna try to put this like that. And yes, it worked! Wow, so the first step is done. We've got the plate, we've got the flan in there, it's set and it's kind of solid. So I'm maybe just gonna try to decorate this. It's super fragile. So maybe 2 pieces of garlic there. This is the thyme, some fresh thyme. So really just a bit on here. I wanted to put a little bit of color in terms of little paprika there. You know, a little color on the plate. A drizzle of, a chop of parsley. And so I'm just gonna try to go around that. I think it's not too bad. And now, why don't we try it? Okay, so let's have a closer look or closer taste at that pudding. So as you can see, it's quite solid but quite wobbly as well. So what I'm gonna do, okay, I'm gonna move the garlic a little bit there, move that one, and let's try to see if the knife test works. Knife test, boom. Wow, really clean. Let me try that. Now, can I shock you in saying that actually I don't really taste too much the garlic at all? It's like, so really, honestly, so I'm gonna take some of that puree garlic here and just try a little bit again. Wow, it's really subtle. Even with this garlic here, it's really not sharp at all. It's a really soft kind of velvety custard. It's savory, just creamy. There's a hint of garlic, but it's very, very subtle. So I think the dressing on the side and the other elements really goes and marries pretty well with that kind of starter. But honestly, for something new, you know, like a garlic flan, it's pretty good. Wow, what an interesting video today. I hope you enjoyed the recipe, or these 2 recipes, the garlic confit and this garlic flan or custard, because I think it's, you know, it's a first for me. It's pretty interesting. I would really recommend you try it at home. But if you do, by the way, do you know, tell me in the comment how you went, or on Instagram as well, #FrenchCookAcademy. Because I'm always curious to hear what's going on, and there's much more engagement lately, and I really love that the community is growing, so keep on going. And talking about community as well, you can also become a patron on my Patreon page to support the channel, which is always great, and it makes sure the channel keeps afloat and keeps going, so I can bring you more and more recipe all the time. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you anyway next time for my next recipe. Take care all. Bye bye.